if you have better segmental timing and moving mass, you need less speed, less velocity at the end point than if you have a very fast movement and you don't have as much moving mass behind it. So more mass, slower movement is going to cause more damage. That's what the results are in all of the journal articles that I have researched. But the timing of the segmental actions have to be precise. And that just takes practice and skill. So, any question on it?
So do you think you can achieve that skill without punching something, or is punching something the best way?
If people start out punching too early, the tendency is to want to hit it hard, and then everything starts coming from up here, and they lose all of this, all of that driving. Their tendency is to want to hit it hard, and the arms and shoulders and upper body take over, instead of the mass of the legs and the body, whichever technique you're using. So after you develop, you first need good technique, proper technique. Because even if you start out hitting things, you have poor technique, you're going to have poor results. That's when people start using their arms and shoulders and upper body instead of using their body center mass, their legs to generate power. So early impact training, they're recommended is not good. Once you have developed good, proper technique, then the impact training is going to benefit you more. Otherwise, you develop bad habits, which are hard to get rid of.
And within the context of this training drill, where we're in kind of Sequential, and you're obviously wanting to put body mass in to that Kizamazuki, then are you then therefore kind of thinking you're pivoting down the center rather than the leading hip? Because then if you're pushing that in, and then you're pushing that in, and then you're pushing that in, and then you're pushing that in, or you're forever going into a deeper stance unless you're pivoting through one.
No, you recover, you regroup.
So you're in this training drill, you're thinking in and then recover.
Just like, yeah. And the feeling is not just moving from that center point, it's like the entire spinal column, the entire mass, your entire body mass is moving behind that technique. It's not just part of your body mass. The whole spinal column, center, sacral tendon, everything is driving that technique. Regardless if it's a block, strike, punch, kick, same thing kicking. The body center mass is driving that technique.
Awesome.
Any other question? Okay, continue for your time.
Embodiments, but you've seen some doing some katas. They first do the move, and they step.
That's just basic training. It's nice, artistic, showy, it's cosmetic. It's different training.
Yes. So you recommend to do it simultaneously at the same time?
And that's how I would do it. Or you would normally, if you did it in real speed, you would have everything would begin at the same. But slowly, everything would begin. Just slow down, like slowing down and moving. Real easy. Otherwise, they can develop bad habits. One segment is finished before the next segment goes, and people start doing things out of that. So, any other questions? What's up? Okay, slowly. There was an open hand, and there was a grab, and you come in with the technique instead of there's nothing here, nothing happening. There was a reason for that. Coming in and grabbing, pushing, whatever. It would come through and come in here. So again, you had control of that arm. The closed fist was control of that arm. And the following move on that. So, any questions? Okay, again.
Or is it off to the
You
side?
can go off to the side. If I end up shifting off to the side, I can shift here and still have control of the knee, I have control of everything. See, it's not just the arm movements. It's always, if you're doing something, it's always the footwork that's doing something with it. movement. You get yourself in position, as I said earlier, you take out their base, you destroy their skeletal structure, you destroy their stability. So I'm always attacking joints. Knee joints, leg, hip joint, everything, anything to destabilize them, makes them vulnerable. Very difficult to counter when you're being destabilized and trying to regain your balance. So again, it's not just the arm techniques, but also your leg work and your footwork that has to be there. It's the footwork that gets you there, not the arm movement. The leg work, the footwork. Always something, it's there automatically. You don't even think about it after a while. It becomes a good habit. Okay, question?
What's that? Another one. Your opinion, so Nakayama Sensei was more like a functional.
He was bridging the more old karate from what they were saying and the new modern sport. And to push karate worldwide, they had to push the sport. Only later on, Nishiyama Sensei, a lot of the old people, they regretted that. They wouldn't go to the sport element. Because they were training in techniques that would only score points. So it was kind of that bridge, but that's a way that they would spread karate. It was a good thing they did, or hardly any of us would ever be training, maybe. So there's positive and negative. Okay, start again. Look as you're moving. But again, do it the way you're required to do it, that in your dojo or your group or whatever. And the thread comes up, go about here. Right, and ending right here, not out here. His explanation, basic stall. Inside, outside, you end up at that position. And that's enough to deflect any technique that's coming in again. So maximally efficient movement, not the nice big, it's stylish, but wasted movement. Besides, if it's against a grab, punch, or an attempted push, and you're going, you've already lost control of that person. You want to stay in where you still have control of this person. Any question?
I'm sorry, Sensei, where does it end? Stop, where is it?
Right where the basic,
Like a knife end.
basic, roughly. Not way out
Or a
here.
little bit more turn.
Not way out here.
Right.
Sensei, can you explain the footwork that goes with that? Because some people do it
Let's see what you're
very
doing.
large, right? And some people very
Oh, for one thing, there shouldn't be a wind-up.
No, why not?
No. The ending position from that was just pivoting from here. And this hand came up short and right there. Not so big, and I see a lot of. No, he didn't teach that.
No.
Why would, if somebody's attacking you, why would I be moving into the oncoming force or then punch it? No, suicide. You wait for him to attack. Let him commit. One of the things I can stress too is deflect and counter as you're moving. Different from basic technique. And shifting, time survival. Avoid can go in. Better timing. Any question? Again, I'm old school, so. Continue.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sensei, this hand underneath like this, or
Here.
just straight?
Yeah, it's just like a palm pressing, and right here where I still have control over this. Boom, push it, and down.
Thank you.
You bring him up, and he's going to headbutt me, kick me, punch me. It's right there. Simple, efficient, economic movement.
Were they arriving, or did you ever do cycle kick?
No, 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 there's
So our big sensei always insisted on Hanto, and he's the only one I've ever experienced, so I just wondered where he got it from.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people, they trained under Nakano Sensei, but they also had other instructors too. So, and they said Kanazawa Sensei was the only one I showed technique. Every other, personal expression or different ideas on something.
So it's Udo Bra, basically.
And the other thing, when people are up higher, it was usually always down lower here. And when I was attacking the groin area, some can't do that here. So, any question? Okay, continue. We just set up a technique. So it creates the distance. So it's basic, types of basic shifting footwork. Outside of the emphasis on moving from tandem to footwork. As I said, you can move your arms all day long. It's not going to get you in unless your feet move or get you there. In proper position, precise, accurate footwork. Not just random stepping. There's a purpose to it. Ease. Here it comes because the distance is coming from this is relatively close. There's a basic application here. You're already here. This has to come up quicker, not a big walk. It should come up quicker, shorter. Then, any question?
So Sensei, how would you apply up to the kick and then the into cross touch?
Depends upon how the opponent reacts.
So what's your thinking?
Well, no, first thing I'd kick into groin. That comes forward, that comes in. On. Then I would move it and snap the shoulder and snap the elbow. And if I want it to be nasty, yeah, it takes away that. So that's always there to cover. Don't just commit where this is open. If you're doing a movement, that's always in a cover position. Any question? Most people commit without having a cover. You don't just blindly go in to do, there's always some angle where you're covering to prevent the person from, especially multiple punches. Hooking, roundhouse punch. Continue. Right? The opposite direction of where it should be going. As you're stepping back from that position, it should still be going in the direction of your target, not holding back. Not like Teki Shodan where everything's moving in an opposite direction. It should still move in that direction. Any question?
So when you're landing, you're like making a pulse back in the opposite direction?
Yeah. You're using this leg to initiate travel through the body. The mechanical energy travels from that leg through here, through here, into the chest. So it's a gradual sequential transfer of mechanical energy, force, momentum, whatever you want to call it.
Sensei, is it correct to say that the left elbow stay where it is?
Basically. You can slightly wind up a little, so. But eventually, that movement becomes no wind up, nothing at all. Even if I'm this close, still that energy. Should be able to generate impact forces at a very small distance, even if you're already touching the target. Any question?
What's the proper way to initiate here?
Not that way.
Thank you.
Not that way. The upper body will barely move. It's the leg and the body center mass that's initiating all of that energy.
just
Learn
straight
body
here.
control. Yeah. It's a waste of energy too. You go through a long kata, Kankudai, Gojushiho, you burn energy, useless energy. It's like a boxer throwing a lot of punches in the first round, and the second he's gassed out. See, learn to be more efficient with your movement.
Right.
Use only those muscles necessary to initiate and to complete the objective. Anything else is a waste. Wasted movement, wasted energy. Okay, continue. 1 set. Then same time move. Finally, he's at a more advanced level, roughly 3/4 of the way through the movement. That is when you accelerate. The leg, in order for the arm to catch up to the moving speed of the foot or the leg, it has to move faster than the leg to stop everything at the same time. Faster punch, greater impact force, velocity. Also, you start to punch too early, and they can tell him to telegraph it. He knows it's coming in, he can deflect it. You wait longer, he doesn't know if it's Joe down or Chew down. So it's a way to avoid telegraphing it too, in addition to generating more velocity and more force. Any question? Continue. His movement was max efficient. If he's coming in full, everything was through here, it would catch this and go down. Now, I'm wide open to everything. Come in, everything right there. Any question? So not such a big, I know some of them emphasize this, but Nakayama Sensei was bring it in and straight through. Smooth movement.
When you're doing the spin, are you spinning in place or are you shifting forward?
Both. Rotating and stepping. Momentum of the body should be driving it. So there again, it's a timing movement. The timing of it goes, not one more. Keep your moving mass behind the technique.
I persuaded
Are you having some level of like recoil or like full extension and then recoiling or holding your
No,
foot?
he's going to go,
Yeah.
so I don't need to do this.
What you moving? Okay. So you're like, I don't want to say locking out, but you're having. Oh, cool. So there is a level of.
Yeah, you're floating, the key line.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not here. Here. The heart. That heart forming.
Was
Keeping this some bend at the extension or are you extending?
Just like
Just
that.
like-
Never fully locked elbow. I can teach you wrestlers, they love for you to have them straight up. Don't take it out immediately. Always a very slight flexion in the elbow. Okay, continue. Sitting position is the beginning of that starting position. Again, is where you start. Boom. If I'm going to punch here, that's where it would start. No wind up. No back motion.
So if the push or the strike is happening close to
Usually
here,
about this angle, like so to here. So
so if the strike is happening here, how come the
the body
kata?
is moving behind it, it's driving the strike.
So this needs to finish to complete the push.
Yes.
So
You need faster.
this.
Faster you move the leg, faster you move the legs, and also your body center mass, the more impact force you're going to generate on it too. Instead of this fast and then everything else is off timing. In fact, if you hit before this, usually this is going to buckle. And that's where you want everything connecting at that last instant. So, any question? Piece of cake. Continue. Really good technique, technical excellence. But Kerrigan looked like she was trying to do the movements. Bayou, it was so fluid and effortless. It just looked effortless. So, and that's what made the difference in her winning. It was just so graceful. Where Kerrigan looked like she was trying. It was still excellent. But you could see she was trying to do the movements. She was thinking too much. She hadn't really internalized to where it became just so fluid and natural you didn't think about doing it. And that's what you want to aspire to achieve in any art. Any question? We'll go over it again.
Sensei, if you had a principle in this kata that this kata is trying to teach you, what would it be?
For one thing, fundamentals are always on the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same with hand shodan. If they have Godan or Orthodan exam, they should have a new hand shodan. Every little fundamental error will show up. Other movements, fast moving, Gojushiho, you can disguise a lot of things. Simple kata, not simple. Relatively simple, uncomplicated movement like hand shodan, everything will show up. Any little structural misalignment or anything will show up. So again, it's just good application of fundamentals. Emphasis is different. Very similar techniques to other kata. Or to basics, to Kihon practice. They tried to make, but don't buy into it, where every kata teaches a specific principle. I don't buy that, no. Non-kata teaches you balance. Well, in a sense it does. You should have balance in hand sandan, hand shodan. All these principles connect to any kata you do. But they made it that way so that people would concentrate specifically on that. So otherwise, if I just, I can lose my balance or whatever. Instead of just, I'm going to hold that position and then move from it. So it did make people more aware of what they were trying to develop. Like empty, more speed, Gojushiho, a speed, develop speed instead of just brute power. So there is, some advantage to that, but I never bought into it too much because, as I said, the same principles apply to every kata. Fundamental principles. Any other questions? Question?
25 minutes.
You want a quick break, drink yourself, get some. Yeah, get the don't give up on it.
Sensei, how do we, if we're just punching air, how do we know that
That's
we're
difficult.
with a heavy bag, then we can tell that, okay,
you
we're
get
not
feedback.
extended.
Yeah.
But if we're punching air, it's hard to tell that.
When people start punching stuff. Just a lot of superfluous movement instead of just maximally effective movement. That's the deal.
He was punching stuff.
A lot of them you can't hit people hard. But John, you can. Maybe a quarter, a third. But you get speed and mass behind it. Yeah. Finish your blows. Tadomi-waza. Any other question? Yes, ma'am.
Going back to Gojushiho Sho, so one instructor told me to cross this way because of the foot, and then another told me to do, so is that...
Usually the lead arm was outside, even in hand, there was almost always a lead arm, because this arm would be for For example, this one would be, this one was already under it, that's in a position. So there was a purpose for that.
So it doesn't matter that this is the foot that's initiating when we're.
Generally, they should be moving at that same time. But don't just swing it there. Any other question? Okay, try it again.
What's up?
Right?
E. San. She. Inside out, smooth. And the transition, the shoulder shouldn't be coming up. Center your energy. Keep everything down. Each the sun on the mind. There shouldn't be any back motion with the trunk. You go backward, it takes longer to redirect your energy. Kick long. No back motion. Each control your body center. Showman. Straight forward, not side. E. San, Shi, Go. When you kick, try not to lift your shoulders. Center everything down here. You shouldn't feel any tension whatsoever up here when you kick, any kick. Wasted energy. And again, remember, keep that elbow right flexed, don't straighten the arm. E. E. One more. E. Okay, again. Several of you, when you're pivoting and turning, that movement, you're doing kind of this. There's nothing here yet. Inside to outside. Inside to outside. Shoot. You can also do the same thing as this. Take this inside out. Each. Almost like you're preparing for basic. Sanji. Roughly, almost in line with your shoulder area, certainly outside your shoulder area. Okay. Go. And again, look as you're moving. Do not look after you've finished your technique. Too late. Sun. Shi. Go. Okay, one more on that. In fact, all of these are just stepping. A lot of times your arm is getting way ahead of your step. It should be timed with that step, not, and then there's nothing here anymore. as you're stepping, as you shift. And you understand what I mean by that time? So time it better. Continue. Each, regular Zen not geodash, not freestyles. Sun, Chi, too much flexion. Each half step back. Or at least that's how it is. And again, as you add my 80, do not lean. It's a close kick. Keep your body motionless as possible. Control it from your center. Each. One more. Slow, smoother.
Sensei, is this punch going down?
Down and in,
Like
like
the motion
similar
of
to
the body.
MP. Yeah. Each. But I'm sure you won't. You use it because you already lost control of it. It should stay there. The grab is inferred. But if your timing is good with that, you will still be trying to make the kick. But do not drop it as you kick, nor should you move it around at all. It should stay exactly where you have it. Each. See, the palm should not be in your upper arm, it should be in the forearm, inside of the forearm.
Sensei, this one. Was it always taught to go over the top or?
Yeah, that's something taught of it. It doesn't work for the it's like somebody grabbing your wrist, and then,
So the original was underneath, like this way, but then the original like Gojushiho, like the duration is underneath. But then at some point they but so at some point the JK decided to go over the top.
Like most JP is linear. They did away with a lot of circular, more than almost more linear, everything was linear.
But it was definitely taught this way. Well, they never taught it like this.
This, yeah.
Did they teach it like this?
That's how, yeah, it was never a crossing.
Okay, so originally like this.
The crossing that blocked both of them. So it's just switching. Okay. Okay, if you're coming in, one way. Close. 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 Or that. Close. Again, very, snap the elbows, it's right here. Close. Snap that, right there. So, I like the elbow.
So the Bunka application Sensei is mainly grabbing the head, or as you said,
You can, yeah.
with
But
elbow.
if an elbow break, you shift sideways, see, and right away it changes your strike.
Was,
Break your elbow
was,
and destabilize you at the same time. Nasty.
throat, neck, of course.
So you suggest not over the top,
No.
side by side. Like
That's how it would happen, boom, boom. Because it could be used as, you know, palm strike, boom, 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 boom. Like a sweeping, you know.
But Gojushiho
Only
die,
Very stylized,
I see. But die, we go over the top.
yeah.
So when did, I'm guessing you wasn't
Nakayama Sensei is a very scientifically oriented, very biomechanically correct action, no wasted actions. So, he was some of the perfectionists too.
What's that say? As Scott said, was it original Shuto? Or was it,
Yeah.
then changed to more Nukita figure? Was,
well, the Okinawa version.
Okay.
But again, nothing was ever Shudan, so everything was always throw your eyes.
was,
In fact, Nishiyama Sensei said one day, he said, yeah, Nukita, it was for safety, teaching in schools. Everything was Shudan, safety. Everything is just throw at your eyes. So that's just safety. And that was another reason for, Dennis said, John, extend your arm. That was right there. And it just came right in.
was,
So it pretty much walked right into it. And you don't suspect it. Any other question?
Since are you changing the angulation of the, like the direction of the attack is in the center, how are you changing
Yeah,
that?
it's just style. It just went forward.
And you're bringing it back.
Yeah, I'm bringing this hand in because this one would be like a deflecting motion. Now we're coming in.
Okay.
was,
So they're not on a track like this, they're more, a little like that.
Like Tsuki.
So
Straight line to the target. Straight line to the target.
Right.
No. Any other question?
Same technique, hips square for all three.
Yeah. Just using vibration, snap, twitch, however you want to define it. Vibration is sort of in this nowhere, it's just very vague. But it's not just here. Term body vibration, body. The whole body is involved in that. The whole body reacts, not just the snapping movement of the hips. So if you understand it and look at it from that point, then it would make more sense. Body vibration. Instead of hip vibration. That isolates it to the hips, pelvis, and it isn't that. That's why JK named body vibration, body shifting. Total body was always used with every technique, not just arms or legs. Body power, get your body mass behind the technique. Any other question? Yeah, time?
We have 5 minutes.
Yeah, we have time. You want to go through one more? Let's start. Do not begin to extend your elbow too early in that range of motion. Keep it in close. Chi, go, san, shi, ro, ro, ichi. And you should be attacking your center line. Shouldn't be out here. Should be attacking your center line. Right under this. E, each, sanchi, roll. Each, each, Again, as you come out of that, do not bring that leg up and go back in. Right? Simply flip. Yi, san, shigo, ich, yi, san, shi, ich, yi, san, do, shi, do, each, me, san, chi, do,
Is there any explanation as why we only do this one side?
Yeah, the one that you count is, because everything was going this, but it does work. If you're coming to 70 from this way, I'll move this way. If you're coming in the other arm, I'll move this way. So it's, but it was always one-sided, all one-sided. This idea should have changed it going one side, switch it going back the other side, but so it's already too late that you may make changes.
So do you think it was a mistake, or there was just a lost explanation? Or?
Most people back then have been right-handed. So everything was, blocking was always left-handed and strong right-handed. So they pattern things on always the right side.
Yeah,
Dominant.
but so much of kata is balanced.
Yeah.
So if that was the true explanation, or there'd be too many examples of that. We only give this example.
Yeah, I don't agree with a lot of stuff either, but that's what we ended up with. Still good training though. It'll still work in practice application. Depending on the technique that's coming in or your angle of direction. Any other question?
On this action, are you just
Oh yeah, you
pulling
shouldn't
this
drop
in, or
all of a sudden. You shouldn't drop. Puts real strain on the patella tendon ligaments. It's a gradual descent, diagonal descent, instead of all that weight dropping. You know. A lot of compression force also on it.
Plus, if your body drops, your punch is not going forward.
No, yeah, the drop, you want your body weight dropping into it, but not dropping down. Then your force kind of would be going down instead of dropping down in that direction. Question? Yes.
Follow up that for the next movement. What's the meaning of this?
Pardon?
What's the meaning of this?
Simply, you can just shift your head, join the time.
Found it.
It works. Sorry. Go in aside.
And the lean is to stay
But
away.
also you can break the person's arm and do a lot of stuff with it. Either arm coming in, this one too, you can still break that. And it's right in here. And if I'm close enough to here, I can come back with this. And attack with the elbow, and you end up getting into this move. And then rubbing the face back as you move. So there can be a continuation there.
Also, what I would say is that the original kata, you never rotated, just like one shooting MP. The original, you went in and you stopped, and then you turned to go this way. So don't overthink that this is necessary. It's just a stylistic choice that the JK made.
They were changing things to be what, Shotokan eyes?